So this is what we got up to today. Wheel pants.
Mix and goop.
It's kind of like baking a cake. I've been learning a lot about the build process while doing this, and I've got a really awesome team led by Perry, who I'm really not needing to teach how to vlog anymore. He's doing a pretty awesome job.
And a piece of sandpaper comes soft. Shut up, I'm talking to the camera already.
I thought it was pretty funny that when faced with framing up the same shot at separate times, both he and I came up with almost the exact same comments.
An RV14 coming at ya. Pretty freaking cool.
On RV14 coming at you. 200 miles an hour. Woohoo!
I'm the last one in the hangar after a pretty busy build day. This is a pretty awesome place to be. Kind of love it here when it's quiet, just me hanging out with the airplanes. So this awesome facility at the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association has been a really great advantage for this build. But due to the current circumstances, it's about to become a disadvantage, but I'll explain that toward the end.
1, 2, 3, hop! Alright, get the post on the table. Okay, alright, keep sliding it over. Nice and easy.
Anyways, yes, this is the home of the RV14 build, and there's a lot going on in this hangar. So this is another episode of the build vlog. It's an ongoing series tracking the progress as we build a Vans aircraft RV14. And if you're waiting for the next episode from the Alaska float flying series, don't worry, there's several more episodes coming from that content. There's also one currently in post-production that talks about flying with helmets, and another multi-part series covering a whole bunch of training in the Extra 300. So thankfully I've got a lot of material that was already filmed to be edited, because back when I filmed this vlog, little did I know, everything was about to change. Getting ready for a pretty big trip tomorrow. More on that soon. Alright, so we are at Garmin today, and we would be crazy not to explore this option for the RV14 panel, so that is why we're here.
We've got to see some pretty ridiculous behind the scenes things here around the testing and design and deployment of all this stuff.
This is pretty wild stuff, dude.
It's super cold in there right now.
They must go through a lot of liquid nitrogen.
Good comparison is that NASA probe in the back there.
So this was shot in February, and apparently that was the final production trip for 2020. Everything else has been canceled from March onward, but this was an amazing last hurrah. It was like being in Willy Wonka's candy factory, so this will be a great one to share soon. But anyways, after that trip, here's where we were at with the build.
Just shoot something, just kind of update us here.
Sure, yeah. We've got the airplane in flight attitude. So longitudinally, using this as a reference point, we've got her dead level this way. And then using the crossbar back here, it's laterally level as well. And you have to do that so that you can set up the wheel pants to go through the air square. So we started out by striking a center line of the aircraft right down the middle. And then we displaced that center line near the wheel pants.
Now it's really hard to miss that Perry has been dealing with some pain recently.
Okay, so stand by, let me get a picture of that. That's awesome.
He's been a real trooper while waiting for his hip replacement surgery, which has been delayed due to the pandemic. But he loves working on the airplane, and despite the mobility challenges, he's considered it a reason to get moving and come to the hangar.
The guy with the walker is up on the table.
Clearly Perry's enjoying the heck out of the project. I love this guy.
Let's cut one that goes from here down to there, okay? That way we got a triangle, makes it strong. This is called a design build project. Yeah. You design it as you build it.
Anyway, back to setting up the wheel pants.
And then we hang plumb bobs off the nose and the tail of the wheel pants in order to get it square through. The plumb bobs have to be in the same position relative to that line, which is the displaced center line. We had to get the engine mount on with hardware bolts, so that's all just temporary. So we can mount the legs. We've got the close tolerance bolts holding the gear on. And then of course, once we've got the engine identified, we can start laying out the stuff that's gonna go on the firewall. Usually all this stuff is done at the end of the process, so we're kind of reverse building this one.
Finding some make work projects because we're ahead, and so the engine at this point is making us have to do things a little bit out of order.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem. We got, we're not dead in the water. We got lots of little things to do, so it's just that normally this is at the end of the sequence, but it doesn't really matter. It's got to be done, so
yeah,
it's good that we've got it to do. it through and I'll get it into the hole. Right about there.
If you missed Perry's backstory in some of the earlier vlogs, he's actually previously built a beautiful RV7, so he's really enjoying the process of building the 14 and seeing the differences.
These are a lot more stable than the 7, a lot heavier than what they used on the 7.
Perry's talking about these larger mounting brackets.
Are these wheels themselves any different, or are the wheels the same?
5 by 500, yeah, same as on the 7. I think the 7, 6, 7, 8 all use that. And
Is
maybe
this-
the others too, I don't
Is this one drilled down here?
know. It is, yeah.
It's amazing how much precision is required to get everything perfectly straight so these wheel pants line up with the airflow.
You knew the floor was level sort of thing when you did this? That was part of the deal?
Well, it's pretty level.
Except for the dirt under that end over there.
Remember, it was built in 39, who knows, under wartime conditions.
So it is amazing to be working in this massive World War II era hangar, but we're also about to face the massive disadvantage that being a museum, we're going to get shut down due to the social distancing measures that are about to get put in place. So unlike most builders that are availing themselves of this amazing time to just focus on your build, we had no idea about the challenges we were about to start to face. And for Perry, this has been a really big motivator to keep him moving despite his pain. He's actually been really excited to be at the hangar, so I kind of got over feeling guilty about seeing him hobble around to being happy to be a part of keeping him motivated and active. So hopefully we can get through this soon and back to working as a team, because I really do miss these guys. Anyway, back to the next step. We're mixing epoxy resin to create essentially custom sort of washers to bridge all the gaps and make the fit really tight.
The idea is to build a pad, right? At least the 16.
First we roughed up the back.
Yeah. Just want to make sure it's rubbed into the substrate really well.
So the idea is to put more than you need and let it get squished by the shape when you push the plate on,
Yes.
So these are all wrapped in tape,
so they don't get bonded.
and then we filled the nut plates with grease.
I can't see. Can you see?
There you go.
And then it's a matter of screwing it together to let the sort of custom pad set, so it's got a perfect, nice fit. Now we noticed there wasn't quite enough clearance here between the gear leg, so a little more custom finessing was required. Now I'm obviously trying to make this as clean as I can, but realistically it's not going to be seen because the next step will show how it's hidden behind the fairing that connects to the gear leg. Similar work needs to be done with these using the epoxy resin to create sort of a custom rim to interface with the wheel pant, and also the sort of pad washer things where each of the screws will go. I did this one and I filmed Perry talking through the other one.
Alright, so now we're making our blob around the screw hole.
And this will do the same thing as the other thing did, which is kind of make a custom washer. It fits real nice to flush it up.
Yeah, so when you attach the fairing to the screw, the fairing won't deflect because that pad will be there.
Right. And this has to be custom because every fitment is just ever so slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be molded that precisely. Right, now here's where we gotta be careful. Can't get too much down in that crack there.
And then it's a matter of assembling them with the cellophane sort of barrier so they don't bond, and then wait for the epoxy to set.
It's perfect, as usual. Okay, so we now have both wheel pants on, and the next challenge will be get the leggings on.
We're excited to announce that Vans Aircraft, Cleveland Aircraft Tool Company, and GripMat have teamed up on this giveaway worth nearly $2,500 for a builder. The winner receives a Vans Lightbox sign practice kit, just like the one you saw us build in that previous episode, plus the set of all the aircraft tools you need to build the sign kit, and a full set of GripMat tool trays and accessories. You'll also get a voucher for $750 off any Vans Aircraft tail kit. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I'd like to thank the sponsors and Patreon supporters for helping create this content, and we are just about to run out of footage from the lockdown. This next one will be about the canopy, and hopefully the lockdown will end and then I can resume building and shooting to catch us back up. So I think it's going to work out, and I hope that this video found you safe and healthy and happy in whatever form of quarantine or lockdown you might find yourself in. Future vlogs, I will be profiling some of the cool stuff that's going on in this hangar. Until next time, keep your flight shop sharp.